Hello everyone. So today we are going to start with a new chapter, that is depreciation. So before going into the topic itself, let us understand what is depreciation and what happens in this chapter and what we are supposed to do. For that, let us take an example here. Let's say we are having Mr. A who started a business. Mr. A started a business which is a furniture business, where Mr. A would be purchasing the wood and he would be converting that wood into furniture. So let's say on 1/1/2019, Mr. A purchased a machine for 1 lakh rupees. Mr. A has purchased a machine for 1 lakh rupees, and after using that machine in the business for 3 years, so that means after using that machine in the business for 3 years, that means on 31st December 2021, the same machine which was purchased for 1 lakh was valued at 10,000 rupees by an independent valuer. So this 10,000 rupees which was valued by an independent valuer, that is after usage in the business for 3 years, is termed as your scrap value. So after reducing your scrap value from your cost of the machinery, so this 90,000 rupees is nothing but your decrease in the value of fixed asset. Yes or no? As machinery is nothing but a fixed asset, so this reduction in the value or decrease in the value of asset is nothing but your expired cost. Sir, what is the meaning of expired cost, sir? The decrease in the value of the fixed asset is termed as an expired cost, which is nothing but your expense. So as this is nothing but your expired cost, so this expense or expired cost was incurred for the purpose of generating the revenue. Yes or no? So this expenditure in the name of expired cost, which is nothing but your decrease in the value of fixed asset, was incurred for the purpose of generating the revenue. Yes or no? That means for the purpose of conversion of that wood into furniture, so you have incurred 90,000 worth of expense. So as you are talking about your generation of revenue, and as there you are having some expenses, means the concept of matching emerges here. Yes or no? Sir, what is the meaning of matching concept? Sir, what is the meaning of matching concept? So as per matching concept, those expenses which are incurred for the purpose of generating the revenue of the accounting period should match. Those expenses which are incurred for the purpose of generating the revenue should match. So that is the reason we are debiting our expenses and crediting our incomes or revenues in our trading and P&L account. Yes or no? So because of this matching concept only, we are debiting our expenses and crediting our revenues in our trading and P&L account. Means in our example, the expense is nothing but in the form of depreciation. So the revenue in our example could be the sale of the furniture. Yes or no? Now, so as you are saying that this depreciation is nothing but the incurred expenditure for the purpose of generating revenue means, so this revenue was generated for, 3 years. Yes or no? So that means this depreciation would have been incurred for 3 years. Yes or no? So for the purpose of calculation of depreciation, so we have deducted our scrap value from the cost. Yes or no? That is nothing but your 10,000 rupees. So this 90,000 rupees, whatever we are having, which is termed as an expired cost, is nothing but your depreciation. Okay, but this depreciation was incurred for 3 years. That means this depreciation of 90,000 was for 3 years. That means in this 19,000 there is an expense, there is a portion of expense for 2019, there is a portion of expense for 2020, there is a portion of expense for 2021. So in that case, if we divide this 90,000 with our 3 years, then your expense for the year of 2019 for the purpose of generating the revenue in that year would be 30,000. In 2020, your depreciation would be 30,000, and in 2021, your depreciation would be 30,000. Yes or no? So this is nothing but your depreciation. Sir, what is the meaning of depreciation? Now, what is depreciation, sir? Depreciation is nothing but your allocation. Depreciation is nothing but your allocation of cost of fixed assets. Allocation of cost of fixed assets to its useful life. Sir, what is the meaning of depreciation, sir? Your depreciation is nothing but allocation of the cost of a fixed assets to its useful life. Or depreciation is nothing but your decrease in the value of fixed asset, or accounting process of gradually converting the unexpired cost into expense. Sir, what is the meaning of unexpired cost? Your unexpired cost is nothing but your machine. So your unexpired cost is nothing but the cost of the asset. So you're converting the unexpired cost of 1 lakh rupees into an expense. For what purpose? For the purpose of generating the revenue. Yes or no? So that means this depreciation is nothing but the decrease in the value of fixed asset, or allocation of cost of fixed assets to its useful life. So that means as we are using it for 3 years, so this depreciation of 90,000 has been incurred for 3 years. Yes or no? So that is the reason we have allocated our depreciation for individual years as 30,000, 30,000, 30,000. Accounting process of gradually converting the unexpired cost. What is the meaning of unexpired cost? Unexpired cost is nothing but your cost of the asset. So that cost of the asset has been converted into an expense for the purpose of generating the revenue. So this expense which has incurred for the purpose of generating the revenue is called as your depreciation. So this is about your depreciation. This is the meaning of your depreciation. the systematic allocation of the depreciable asset, the systematic allocation of the depreciable asset in a systematic order is called as your depreciation. Now your causes of depreciation. Causes of depreciation. So what are the causes for the depreciation? So your first cause would be wear and tear. Sir, what is the meaning of wear and tear? Wear and tear is nothing but your physical deterioration, of a fixed asset in normal usage. So as in the course of usage, whenever there is a physical deterioration in the fixed asset, it is nothing but your wear and tear. So that means usage of the fixed asset in a normal course of business. Next one, what is the next cause, sir? Your next cause would be decoy. Sir, what is the meaning of decoy? When a fixed asset loses its strength, when a fixed asset loses its strength or the quality, when a fixed asset loses its strength or quality by the effect of natural cause. Decoy is nothing but when a fixed asset loses its strength or quality by the effect of natural cause, that is called as your decoy. Your examples would be moisture, your storm, or it could be sunlight. Next, continue. So your next cause of depreciation would be destruction. What is the meaning of destruction? When a fixed asset loses its service yielding capacity, when a fixed asset loses its service yielding capacity, as it grows old, is called your destruction. Next cause, your fourth cause would be inadequacy. Sir, what is the meaning of inadequacy? Whenever an asset becomes inadequate, to meet the production needs. Whenever an asset becomes inadequate to meet the production needs, then in that case that asset need to be replaced, yes or no? So for the purpose of purchasing a new asset, so that is nothing but your inadequacy of an asset. Your next cause would be your obsolescence. Sir, what is the meaning of obsolescence? The asset would become obsolete. The asset would become obsolete when the commodity it produces have no demand or low demand. That means this obsolescence is nothing but some kind of can be termed as a technological obsolescence. What is the meaning of technological obsolescence, sir? Which is nothing but an asset becomes obsolete when the commodity it produces have no demand or low demand. Next one, your sixth cause would be passage of time. Sir, what is the meaning of passage of time? The value of the asset decreases. The value of the asset decreases even if the asset was not used in the business. Even if you are not using the asset in the business, because of the passage of time, that asset's value would be decreasing. Your next or last cause would be depletion. Depletion. Sir, what is the meaning of depletion? Depletion is the process. It is a process whereby an asset, which is a natural resource, would be physically consumed in the process of usage. So what is a depletion, sir? Depletion is nothing but it is a process whereby an asset which is a natural resource is physically consumed in the process of usage. So that is nothing but your depletion. So these are the causes of depreciation. So these are the causes for depreciation. Sir, what are the causes, sir? Wear and tear. What is the meaning of wear and tear, sir? Wear and tear is nothing but a physical deterioration in normal usage. Whenever you are using some kind of asset or fixed asset in the normal course of business, its value would be decreased. Yes or no? That is nothing but your wear and tear, physical deterioration. Decoy. Sir, what is the meaning of decoy? When a fixed asset loses its strength or quality. Whenever a fixed asset loses its strength or quality by the effect of the natural cause such as moisture, storm or sunlight. Destruction. Sir, what is the meaning of destruction? When a fixed asset loses its service yielding capacity. Whenever a fixed asset loses its service yielding capacity as it grows old. So as you are using in the business for a longer period of time, it would be losing its service yielding capacity. That is nothing but your destruction. Next one, inadequacy. Sir, what is the meaning of inadequacy? Inadequate. So inadequate, sir. Whenever a fixed asset becomes inadequate, that means whenever a fixed asset doesn't meet with the production needs. Let's say we want to produce 10,000 units of product, but with the existing capacity of the machinery, we can only produce 5,000. So in that case, there is a 5,000 of difference. Yes or no? So in that case, you need to replace that 5,000 units of asset with the 10,000 units of asset. Yes or no? So this replacing of 5,000 producing units of asset with 10,000 units producing asset is nothing but your cause of inadequacy. Next one, obsolescence or technological obsolescence. Sir, what is the meaning of obsolescence? Whenever a product loses its demand, or whenever there is no demand for a product in the market, in that case, the asset which is used for the purpose of production of that product would be becoming obsolete. That obsolescence is nothing but because of your technological reasons. Yes or no? So a better example would be your typewriters. So in these days, the typewriters are no more used. Yes or no? So which were replaced by the computers. So we can say that the typewriters became, so the machinery which was used for the purpose of producing the typewriters went obsolete because of what? Your computers. Next one, passage of time. So even the fixed asset was not used in the process of production. Even if you are not using the machinery in the process of production, because of the passage of time, your value of the asset would be decreased. That is nothing but your depreciation. Your last thing would be depletion. So what is the meaning of depletion? Depletion is a process. Depletion is a process whereby an asset which is a natural resource, such as your mines, gold mines, your oil wells, yes or no, or some coal mines, gold mines, or oil. So these are nothing but your natural resources. It is a process whereby an asset which is a natural resource is physically consumed in the process of usage. So these are nothing but your causes of depreciation. Topic would be objectives for providing depreciation. So your first objective would be correct measurement of income. Correct measurement of income. So your next second objective would be true position statement, and your third objective would be for replacement funds. Now, let us understand. So, what is correct measurement of income? As a depreciation is nothing but decrease in the value of fixed asset, so which is termed as an expired cost. Expired cost is nothing but your expense. So that means your depreciation is nothing but an expense which is incurred for the purpose of generating the revenue in the business. Yes or no? So in that case, as per the matching concept, all expenses which are incurred for the purpose of generating the revenue, should match. So in that case, in our income statement, what is the meaning of income statement? So the income statements are nothing but your trading and P&L accounts. So in our trading and P&L accounts, as we are recording our sales on the credit side, and as per the matching concept, the expenses should match with the revenue. That means your depreciation should be recorded on the debit side. Yes or no? Let us assume you are not recording your depreciation. So in that case, whatever the income this income statement is projecting would be a wrong income, because you are not charging your expenses which are incurred for the purpose of generating this revenue. Yes or no? Next one, true position statement. Sir, what is the meaning of position statement? Your position statement is nothing but your balance sheet, where you are recording your liabilities on the left hand side and you are recording your assets on the right hand side. As machinery is nothing but a fixed asset, so this machinery should be recorded under the heading of assets. Yes or no? On the asset side. Now, as we are recording our machinery on the asset side, so this machinery, whatever you are recording in the accounting here, should be representing a reduction in the depreciation. Yes or no? In a reduction in the form of depreciation, because for the purpose of projecting a true position of the financial statements or the company, you are supposed to reduce your depreciation for the purpose of true position. So if you are not recording your depreciation in that means that position, that is nothing but your balance sheet, whatever you are preparing is not representing a true position. Yes or no? Now, replacement funds. Sir, what is the meaning of replacement funds? So let us assume we have purchased an asset. for 1 lakh rupees. So as we are purchasing an asset for 1 lakh rupees means upon purchase itself, we would know the estimated life of the asset. Generally upon purchase itself, the life of the asset would be estimated. Yes or no? So in that case, let us assume this asset can be used for 3 years. So as this asset can be used for 3 years means after 3 years you are supposed to purchase a new machinery. Yes or no? Or your asset. So as you're supposed to purchase a new machinery after this 3 years means you're supposed to keep some funds aside. Yes or no? For that purpose. So for that purpose, as we are supposed to purchase a new machinery after this 3 years, so you're keeping in some companies they would be keeping some funds for the purpose of purchasing after the life of the asset. So that means after the economic life of the asset or usage life of the asset or estimated life of the asset, as it should be replaced with a new machinery, some companies would be maintaining the funds and they would be transferring that funds to the fund for the purpose of purchasing the machinery. Yes or no? So for that companies, this depreciation would be useful. Okay, now so our next topic would be features. So our next topic would be features in measurement or determining the depreciation. Features in measurement or determining the depreciation. Now, so your first feature would be the cost of asset. Sir, what is the meaning of cost of asset? The cost of the asset is nothing but the amount of cost of the asset is nothing but the amount of cash, and cash equivalents. The amount of cash and cash equivalents which are paid for acquiring the asset. Sir, what is the meaning of cost of the asset? What is the meaning of cost, sir? Cost is nothing but the amount of cash or cash equivalents which are paid for acquiring the asset. So in that case, your cost includes purchase price and some import duties. If you are importing the asset, import duties, and your installation charges, because without installing you cannot run the asset. Installation charges and some taxes which are supposed to be paid to the government, and the cost excludes your trade discount. It excludes your trade discount and rebates. If there are any rebates, those rebates should be excluded. So this is nothing but your cost. Cost is nothing but the amount of cash or cash equivalents which are paid for acquiring the asset. So that cost includes your purchase price, your import duties, your installation charges, and some taxes if you are supposed to be paid to the governments, and excludes your trade discount and your rebates. The second feature in determining your depreciation or measurement of depreciation would be your useful life of asset. Useful life of asset. Sir, what is the meaning of useful life of asset? Your useful life of asset is nothing but the service life of the asset, which is estimated upon purchasing itself. Your useful life of the asset is nothing but the service life of an asset, which is estimated upon purchase itself. Next one, your third feature would be your residual value. Your residual value. So residual value is nothing but your scrap value. It can be termed as a scrap value also. The residual value is nothing but the amount which can be received upon selling the asset after its economic useful life. So after its economic useful life, if any asset is sold, whenever you are receiving some amount upon that sale, that amount is nothing but your residual value. So this is about your introduction for depreciation.